I'm sorry. What does that mean?
Right. We are here with a big group for our summer seminar,
Yes.
and several are here for the first time or second time. So we may need to introduce some concepts a little bit more elaborate.
More carefully.
More carefully. Michael did the presentation this morning. He introduced to us an issue that you often raise when we are talking. When somebody asks you a question, you will say, well, this will be found when you study metapsychiatry.
Yeah.
And so Michael addressed that issue. What is the meaning, or what does it mean to study metapsychiatry? And I'll let Michael explain how he approached that this morning.
Okay, Michael, go ahead.
Hello, Dr. Hora.
Hi.
I just researched some of the past writings and endeavored to present some of the statements that you made from a different viewpoint, just drawing out as, for example, the 6 modes of participation, studying the concepts of the knower and the thinker, etc. Just seeing that instead of being persons, being more clear about it being forms of self-confirmatory ideation, and talked about it in that form.
Yes.
But it was the endeavor to become clearer about your response, that I would like to know the meaning of that response when you suggest to someone or recommend to someone that has read the books and attended the classes and been to the conferences. What does it mean to study metapsychiatry?
Well, when I think that, I say that I'm too tired to react. Over and over again. And anyone who would like or would really interested will take the trouble of reading whatever is available and listening to tape, so that I won't have to waste my breath on elementary concepts. But if you ask me nicely, then I will do that.
But the question stems from the fact that the individual has already read the book, and they didn't get it at the time.
Yeah, well, I'm not so sure of that. It is possible to read the book and not really read it.
Right.
Yes. So, as far as the 6 modes of participation you refer to, we don't speak about 6 modes of participation. We speak about 5 modes of non-participation.
That's true.
And 1 mode of participation.
Yeah.
Is it clear to everyone that?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, everyone is agreeing, yes.
Yes, all right.
In the book, The Soundless Music of Life, you make the statement that true communication can only take place in communion. And that communion is when 2 or more individuals gather together in search for the truth.
Yes, right.
Could you expand on that in the context of a class? How can we allow communication to take place right now?
Well, you see, again, the answer is the same which I gave just a moment ago. If the class is composed of sincere seekers after the truth, then there will be meaningful communication, and there will be joint participation in the quest for the truth, and from moment to moment, there will be simultaneous realization taking place. And in the moment when there is such a spontaneous realization between the student and the teacher, it is a wonderful, wonderful moment, and we can speak of communion in the truth. Otherwise, it's very often just an intellectual exercise, as you may well know.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You want to? All right. So Michael had put together a very useful paper here of a glossary with a number of concepts of metapsychiatry.
Yes.
And we went over several of these ideas and concepts this morning. So maybe now the class can ask some questions out of the various concepts that we discussed.
All right.
Good morning. This is Sheila.
Hello, Sheila.
Hello. Jan was saying or quoting from the book about how do we know that we're a spiritual being?
Yes.
And the fact that if, for instance, we saw a mother very lovingly helping her child across the street, that in order for us to see that quality of love, that's what we had to be. That's what we are in order to see it. At least I think that's what he said. Is that right?
Jan said that.
Did you say, is that right? Have I got that right?
What's the question?
All right. So my question is then, supposing then I see a mother mistreating a child.
Yes.
It seems then that is that what I am? Because I'm able to see that? Do you see how is it different? Do you see what I'm asking?
Yeah. Well, you see, the young probably try to explain the ability of a spiritual being to recognize spiritual quality in others. I suppose that's what Jan was trying to do. Now, if you see a mother lovingly helping protectively taking the child across the street, this may be just a form of behavior, or it may be just psychology, or it may be just something, some concern with what will the public think of her as a mother. It's not always a spiritual love. Love is not always what appears to be love, is not always spiritual. And when we are spiritually more enlightened, then we can differentiate between behavior, between pretense, and between psychology and human love and spiritual love. Now, if you ask, what is, well, we all know what human love is, and we know what behavior is, we know what pretense is, right? But do we know what spiritual love is? So the same behavior can appear to be not necessarily spiritual love. It can be just conditioning or behavior or pretense or something like self-concern, making a good impression on people who see you. It has nothing to do with love. Anyway, all the human qualities of love are not really love. They are more or less falsehood. So your question would be better formulated by asking, what is spiritual love? Does metapsychiatry have a clear definition or explanation of spiritual love? Would you like to know this?
Yes. Definitely. Yes, everyone says.
You are interested. Okay. Now we are blessed with a very helpful definition of spiritual love. It is the only true love, by the way. And it is like this. Spiritual love is non-personal, non-conditional benevolence. Have you ever heard it?
Sure have.
So we have the capacity to discern the difference between human pretensions and authentic spirituality. Provided we know what we are facing. We have the faculty of spiritual discernment, which is to discern the difference, and we have the faculty of understanding the difference. Are there any questions about our definition of spiritual love?
No, it wasn't about that. It was about her question. I would like to know the answer to that too. There's a lack of clarity there, as far in my mind anyway, about when we see something negative in life, what does that represent? I mean, is that the negative that I'm seeing in my... I apologize. I'm Barbara Craig.
Nice to meet you, Barbara.
Thank you.
So what would you like to know exactly?
When we see something negative,
Right.
what is the meaning of that?
Well, you are seeing ignorance in operation.
Okay, thank you.
Very simple, you see.
Joe? The other one, where's the other mic?
Right there.
Yeah.
Hi, Dr. Hora. This is Joan.
Yes, John.
What you were just saying to Sheila, I wondered how that now applies to the mother and the child crossing the street. Does that mean that we see that there's harmony in crossing the street and that God loves them rather than the mother loving the child?
Well, crossing the street and being loving to your child or to your friend or to your husband can be human love and protectiveness, or it can be a manifestation of spiritual love. Remember, in fact, in Buddhist literature, we have followed many people for a long time, which describes a simple scene that in a gathering, Buddha once got up without saying a word and went out and took a drink of water and came back and sat down again. Now this is a very trivial kind of event, right? And what would be the meaning that the Buddhist recording takes the trouble to describe such a simple event? The Buddha got up from a group, probably a group session, went out, took a drink of water without saying a word, and came back and sat down. And what do you think would be the meaning of this event that they took the trouble to describe it?
Is it telling us that it's just no big deal either way?
No, it must have been a very, very big deal for the father to describe it. Is there anyone among you who could guess what this is all about?
That the Buddha is thirsty too.
No, Jan, I'm sorry.
Marjorie has an answer.
Not a moment. Incident.
Dr. Hora, this is Marjorie.
Yes, Marjorie.
That the simplest action is loving.
No, not necessarily, no.
Jeannie wants to. Jeannie wants to give an answer.
Dr. Hora, this is Jenny.
Ginny, yes, all right.
I get the feeling that for this simple event to have captured the attention, it must have been such a loving, peaceful, fearless movement that it was remarkable by that very quality.
That's right, Ginny. But it's not a feeling that you are getting about it. You are
Discerning.
inspired by the grace of God with a valid idea. Your feelings cannot inform you about the truth. Only God can inform you about the truth.
And that is the quality that is discernible when spiritual love is observed.
Exactly. It is absolute authenticity of the private expression without any other contaminants like self-consciousness or pretension or trying to influence public opinion and such things. Complete authenticity of being.
And
Not many people are able to go for a drink of water like that, apparently.
and I believe that that's the quality. I'm sorry.
The priest is a similar thing. A simple action, and it can be a human perversion, or it can be an authentic spiritual manifestation, depending on the level of consciousness which the individual has attained.
I believe that that is the quality that Jan was attempting to describe to us, that when we have the ability to discern that,
Yes,
we discern that because we are that.
that's right.
And we need to, and that's what the study of metapsychiatry is for, is to develop that discernment and then the recognition of our own being.
Right, Ginny. That's right.
Thank you.
Yeah, Bill.
Dr. Hora, this is Bill.
Yes, Bill.
I deal with a problem about human love and spiritual love,
Yes,
putting one down opposed to the other one. Like many times I'll be aware that I'm involved in a human love.
yes,
Many of the things that I'll do in my life in relationship to the people close to me,
yes,
and I will recognize that it's a human love. It is a give and a take.
yes,
And I will find that I get down on myself, and intellectually I can recognize the difference. I can see that if I weren't so confirming of myself, that spiritual love would be available, and it isn't. And it's like I put down the human love.
yes.
Can you help me with that?
But it's all right to put down the human love. You have my permission for it. But what you need is what we all need is to study and meditate until we have a clear understanding of what real love is. Spiritual love is the only love that is real love.
But
Everything else is just a pretense. With an ulterior motive. Human beings are not able to be free of self-consciousness and ulterior motive.
we will not be able to be free of it.
No, unless you have reached a thorough understanding of the non-personal, non-conditional goodwill which real love is. Non-conditional benevolence.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome, Bill.
Introduce yourself.
Dr. Hora? Hello? This is Josephine. Do I have to do anything?
No, what's like this is?
That's a green.
Green?
Yeah.
Dr. Hora?
Yeah,
This is Josephine.
yeah, Josephine.
A few years back, I had the experience of seeing people just on television, and crowds of people and individuals other places on the streets, in the market, and I had this feeling of loving them.
Yeah.
What is that? I didn't know them.
The sentimentalism.
Sentimental?
Yeah, love is not a feeling, Josephine.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Daddy?
Dr. Hora, this is Addie.
Yes, Abby.
You just said we need to study to understand, for example, what spiritual love means and so on. And we study metapsychiatry to do that. And Michael said today that generally we approach study from conditioning, from human conditioning about discovering ideas, but intellectually.
Yeah.
And it seems that when I study spiritual ideas, I approach my study in that way, and I realize that there must be a different way.
Right.
But I'm not capable of understanding what the process is that goes beyond that conditioning of looking at ideas and trying to understand them intellectually. That I'd like to be able to study from a different point of view.
Yeah,
Could you help me with that?
I think so, Abby.
Thank you.
Good question. Many people struggle with it. And as you said, we are conditioned from schooling to study for information. All our educational system is either behavior or accumulating information, and perhaps even skills. But metapsychiatric study is existential. What do we mean by that? We mean that when we study metapsychiatry, we seek transformation rather than information. And how do we seek transformation? We seek transformation by constant self-confrontation. What is that? Suppose you open the book and you see the definition of love. Non-personal, non-conditional, benevolent. You think to yourself, well, I could either memorize these words and regurgitate them at will, or I could ask myself, am I really loving in this session? Is my love, wherever it manifests itself, is it non-personal? Is it non-conditional? Is it benevolent? Or is it a different kind of love? So you constantly, as you are studying, you constantly keep confronting yourself with these questions and ask yourself, is it true of me? You see? And it may be a little painful, but if you are sincere in your studies, you see the difference between the usual educational process and the existential way of studying. Metapsychiatry is existential, which means it has to transform your mode of being in the world. The things that you are studying have to bring about a radical transformation of your outlook on life. If you study this way, you will find many, many blessings coming towards you. and your life will be indeed going from good to better.
Yes. How does one not become judgmental of oneself when we ask the question, is my love really loving, or does my life really exemplify what this really means?
Yeah.
And then we find out that it's not. How does one catch oneself from not becoming judgmental of oneself?
And the way to do it is to turn to the next page, Eddie.
Which is?
Which it says, judge not that ye be not judged. Metapsychiatry is also teaching non-judgmental attitude, non-judgmental viewpoint.
So it would be when we catch the ignorance in our mode of being, then we would
quickly forgive ourselves, naturally.
Regret it, and then forgive ourselves, and then reorient to the idea that we're meditating on.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Thank you very much.
Welcome, Eddie.
Dr. Hora, this is Joan again.
Yes, Joan again.
This spring, when I spoke to you and told you that I occasionally leaf through Beyond the Dream.
Yes.
And you said that's the surest way not to learn anything.
Some people like it that way.
I wondered if you could help me understand the difference between that and those moments we've all had where we're looking through the book and just the right idea comes to us.
Yes.
In written form.
Right. Well, Joan, you have to be radically sincere with ourselves and constantly scrutinize our motivation. Every time you take one of the books into your hand, ask yourself, am I really interested in this? Or am I just fooling myself?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Dr. Hora, this is Georgiana.
Yes, Georgiana.
Well, I pick up the book and I ask myself the question and I say, okay, I am fooling myself. Do I pick up the book and read anyhow?
No, put it down and go out and start working on your motivation.
Well, if I'm not motivated through reading, then how else would I work on my motivation?
Only the bamboo pole of life.
Yeah.
Reading will not motivate you.
So I...
Suffering will, Georgiana.
Okay, so I go out and wait for a problem, huh?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
So the trick for man and ask a problem to come your way.
Okay. Does that work if we pray for problems? Do we get them?
You never pray for problems.
I know.
They come easy.
Yeah.
Dr. Hora, just to add to that, I realize sometimes that when I go to the book, when I'm in the midst of a problem and I'm suffering a great deal, I sense that maybe I just want relief from the pain and maybe not so much to understand something or to learn something. And at that point, what would be the relief from the pain is important also.
Yes. You did, Abby?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, this is Addie.
It's all right, Abby. Now remember, Abby, the book is not medicine. Truth is the medicine.
Truth.
Right. And the book can lead you to the truth. But the book itself is not medicine. Metapsychiatry doesn't heal anybody. Only truth heals. You shall know, the Bible then says, you shall know metapsychiatry, and metapsychiatry will make you free. That's not what the Bible says, right?
Right. But I sense that it is an instrument that I have the only instrument really that I have at my disposal to get me to the truth.
Exactly.
So
That's what it is. For the time I think of a newcomer, perhaps it would be useful to make clear the definition of metapsychiatry. What is metapsychiatry? Is there anyone who can say? No one?
Michael has it here in one of the handouts, an epistemological method of truth realization.
That's correct, Ellie. So then the issue is truth realization. We have to come to realize that not just to know about it, but to realize the truth, and that will heal us. The realization of the truth heals. Nothing else does.
And the sense of comfort that one gets when one reads something that has a truth in it, comfort that comes out of self-deception as opposed to the comfort that truth gives.
Self-deception will not last.
Will not last.
Right.
So if I find myself troubled again by the same issue, or
then you have not realized
so that
you were just kidding yourself.
Yes.
Right.
Dr. Hora, this is Jay.
Yes, Jay.
I have a tendency to pick up a tape and listen to that instead of a book. And after I finish listening to a tape, things seem clear. The laughter on the tapes seem to pick up my mood, I suppose would be the word that I would use. But it seems as though that life is seemingly brighter at that time. And then I seem to be out of personhood so much, and I seem a little clearer to be able to work with something. Is that operational? Is that helpful? Or is that self-deception?
Well, the question is, when you are listening to tapes, are you eating popcorn?
No, no, I don't. I can't do that.
So that's important. That you have to receive the nourishment of spiritual truth, either through listening to the tape or through studying what is the written word. But as I explained, you have to keep in mind that you are seeking transformation, not just information.
Right. When we discussed the mode of being in the world today.
Yeah.
And when I'm working with an issue or something, it seems to be that I see it in personal terms or in personhood. And is it important that we recognize our mode of being at the time when we're working on a problem?
Oh, that's very helpful, very important. It will come to you as you come to see more and more, and be aware more and more of what is valid and what is not valid. Mm-hmm. For instance, consumerism is a mode of being in the world which is not valid, because we are not here to be consumers.
Mm-hmm.
We are here to be manifestations of divine love intelligence.
Thank you, Dr. Hora.
You're welcome.
Yes. Here is one.
Dr. Hora?
Yes.
My name is Janet.
Yes.
I have not been at this particular group before. I'm working with Dr. Linthorst and another group.
Not so close.
Another group about Beyond the Dream.
Yes.
I have a question that's been puzzling me for quite a while, and I haven't been able to really bring it into the forefront and ask it in words because it's just rattling around in there. Anyway, my quandary is that I was taught for many years that we say thoughts are things and that we create our mind, our world, through our thoughts. I'm also hearing in metapsychiatry that we really don't have thoughts because God is the creator, and I can understand that it does sound as if we're being rather presumptuous by thinking our thoughts are so powerful that they are more creative than God.
Yeah.
But I'm still kind of puzzled about how do I get out of this spiral? If my thoughts don't create it, then I can't think and not create it. Am I being clear? This is why I haven't asked the question before.
So let's start first with what you said, that certain schools or religious groups would say that thoughts are things. Thoughts are not things. Thoughts are units of mental energy. And mental energy can transmute itself into phenomena which appear either as things or behavior or speech for symptoms of illness. But people who say that thoughts are things, they don't understand phenomenology. So you have to know that thoughts are not things. They are energy which can manifest itself in many variety of forms.
Well, I think that's what we're generally thinking, maybe not. But I mean, I think that this is what my group are usually meaning by that the thought process creates the phenomena.
That's right. Of course, that's correct. Now, the brain is not a factory for thoughts. The human brain doesn't produce thoughts. Just like a computer doesn't have its own ideas. It is being programmed, right?
Right.
So, we receive thoughts from the world around us through our sensory input, and these are the thoughts which we speak of as coming into our awareness from the sea of mental garbage. And then there are other thoughts which are reaching our consciousness from the divine mind, which we call the ocean of love intelligence. In metapsychiatry, we are learning to understand the function of the firmament as the dividing line between the thoughts from the sea of mental garbage, which are invalid, existentially invalid thoughts, and then the thoughts which come to us from the ocean of love intelligence, which are inspired, thoughts of inspired wisdom and love and understanding and healing. Now, if you can view it in this fashion, you will find that everything becomes clearer and clearer to you all the time. Now, is there something I didn't answer in your question?
Yes, because I feel that I understand that part of it. I think it's maybe this fine line that you're talking about. For instance, we're studying, we're collecting information perhaps, but doing it with the idea of trying to decide whether we're in the sea of mental garbage or whether we're in the ocean of love intelligence.
Yes.
So there again, we've got this, or I'm using my mind to try to do these things.
No, you're not using your mind. You are using a faculty of discernment, which God gives us.
So that's the difference.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Thank you. I do get that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, go ahead, Barbara.
Dr. Hora, this is Barbara again.
Yes, Barbara again.
You said that study metapsychiatry, seeking information, seeking transformation, not information.
Right.
And I was just wondering, I'm so new to the study of this, and I was just wondering if there was a prayer or something that you might suggest, or possibly a mental attitude before I started to read the book or books.
Well, if before you start to read, if you remind yourself that the requirement is radical sincerity, interest in the truth, and expectancy of being transformed to the realization of the truth. When you remind yourself of these issues, that is a prayer. That constitutes a very effective prayer because it is in line with the will of God. You see, it is clear that God wants us to know Him. The Bible clearly says that. And Jesus came to help us to know God. So if you approach your studies with radical sincerity and search for the truth, expectancy of healing and transformation of character, then you will surely be blessed.
So each time I go to study this, then it's with the idea of expectancy.
And that's right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Dr. Hora, this is Anna.
Yes, Anna.
Is there a point that one reaches where we do approach the spiritual study from a wisdom viewpoint rather than relief of pain or from help for our problems?
Yes.
I'm having difficulty with the concept of the seeker because I'm aware that I do use metapsychiatry or spiritual study in a sense to help me solve my problems.
Yes.
And I haven't made the step in understanding or whatever it is to get past that approach.
Yes. Well, we say in metapsychiatry that at first we are driven to it, and later on we are drawn to it. So when you reach a point that you are drawn to it because you love it and appreciate it, then you don't have to wait on the street corner to get the problem.
But does that mean your problems at that point, that you don't have any problems at that point?
The problems come and go like birds flying overhead. But I'm sure Georgiana is drawn to the truth. She is not just waiting for problems to happen to her.
Then there's a point where it doesn't make any difference if there's a problem or not, that you are drawn to the truth and you are seeking the truth, and the problems just go in and out and you don't really pay that much attention to them, except to...
You don't suffer as much, of course.
Yes.
You suffer less and less because you are more in harmony with the truth, and you can quickly correct your mistake.
Yes, I see that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Dr. Hora, this is Georgiana, and I have, as you're talking with Anna about this, what comes to mind is I think I have a way I say the eighth principle is problems are designed for our edification, but reading about it in the book is probably a better way. And like it's not as acceptable to learn through problems. And I think I have some should thinking along that.
Acceptable, Georgiana. It's all right. That's what problems really are for. To motivate us to seek the truth.
Well, I had a discussion with Jan about that because he pointed out something. I had a problem that gave me a wonderful lesson, but initially my reaction was, where have I gone wrong that I've had this problem in the first place? And if I had been studying enough or seeing, then I, quote, shouldn't have had this problem.
Now you said the word which shouldn't be.
Right. Right. So I saw the should, the component of the should thinking in it.
You shouldn't choose.
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome, Georgia.
Hello, Dr. Hora. My name is Vivian.
Hello, Vivian.
I don't understand what it means by, often the word comes up, substance.
Yeah.
That spiritual love is the substance of real life.
Yeah.
And could you say something about that? What is it?
Yes, Vivian, tell me, when you hear that word, what comes to mind?
Food.
Yes. Food, you can taste food, you can touch food. It has consistency, it is dimensional. You can weigh it, you can measure it, right?
Yes.
So to ordinary unenlightened thought, substance conjures up something material. The assumption is that substance means material object. That's substance.
Uh-huh.
A desk, a chair, a wall, right? A jewelry, gold, right?
Uh-huh.
Substantial. But it is the unenlightened idea of substance. And if you undertake to analyze the word substance linguistically, then what do you get? Substance. What would that mean?
The under
something, right?
yes, the underlying.
To stand under, that's substance. Now, which means the substance is synonymous with understanding. So understanding is substance. How can that be? Right?
Right.
You cannot measure it, you cannot eat it, you cannot fondle it.
Are you sure?
How can understanding be substance? But the Bible says that understanding is the wellspring of life. It's very interesting. How can something so intangible, so undefinable, so insubstantial, or non-dimensional be substance? Right? So, in metapsychiatry, we revise our ideas about substance. True substance is not material. It is spiritual understanding. So the Bible says, understanding is the wellspring of life, therefore with all thy getting, get wisdom and get understanding. You see? So we are learning to see substance from a spiritual standpoint. Does that help you?
Well, not yet, but I think it will sometime. When Jesus said, "Take of the blood and the," I forget how. Of my flesh and my blood.
Yes.
And that was his way of he obviously didn't mean materially.
Exactly.
But
What was his flesh and blood?
it was pardon? Jan says it was his understanding. Well, also the way of his being too.
That's right. You have to eat as eat and eat it up. As you see, we eating up the teachings of Jesus means that we digest it.
So we are communing with this as well.
Yes, and we when we digest something, it becomes part of us, right?
Yes.
So he was saying, when you are studying my teaching, study it existentially, so that it would nourish you and with the truth and transform your mode of being in the world.
Thank you, Dr. Hora.
You're welcome.
Dr. Hora, this is Addie. I realized that I thought I understood what transformation meant. We study for transformation, and I think I had the idea that transformation meant change, that I was going to change, or my situation was going to change, phenomena was going to change. But it just came to me that would have to mean that the form doesn't really change, that perhaps what it means is that we need to see beyond the form.
Yeah, well, again, you see the materialistic bias.
Mm-hmm.
It implies that transformation had to be dimensional.
Yes.
Like a girl becoming a boy or something like that. For a fat man will become a skinny man.
Right.
And that is material transformation. But Jesus was, and metapsychiatry is teaching spiritual transformation, which means the quality of consciousness is transformed from ignorance to wisdom, from hate and fear to love and fearlessness.
So it means change, but it means beyond form. Is that what you're saying?
It means consciousness.
Consciousness, awareness.
Awareness. The Zen master says that form is formlessness.
I've always been puzzled by that, Cone.
Formlessness is form, which means there is nothing.
Okay. So there was no form to begin with, so we
are not concerned with change of dimensionality.
So study for transformation would mean study for awareness of truth.
Right, and transformation of consciousness.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Dr. Hora? Dr. Hora?
Yes.
This is Josephine.
Yes, Josephine.
Do you think we have more than one human experience?
More than one human experience?
Yes.
What do you mean?
Well, there's a lot of discussion about, around the world about reincarnation and the next time you live and so forth. And I don't know. I feel that if this is true, it is, and if it isn't, there's nothing I can think about that's going to change it. But what? But do you think we have more than one human experience? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, well, you see, Josephine, without realizing it, you explain the theory of reincarnation. How did you explain it?
Well, what did I say? I said that if it exists, and there isn't anything I can do to make it or unmake it.
Yeah, the way we see reincarnation, in view of your explanation, which is most likely correct, is that every time we go through a new experience in life, we've been reincarnated, which means we're going from flesh to flesh, from body to body, from illusion to illusion, from one dream to another, from one bed to another. And what does that mean? It means nothing, because life is not flesh.
Yeah.
They that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit. So the spirit doesn't have to get reincarnated because it is always at the standpoint of perfection. As far as physical experiences and forms, we are constantly being reincarnated from one form to another, which is no change at all.
No.
Is it clear?
I'm not sure. No, I was thinking about what we experience as physical. I can understand that we change in our modes of being and according to our spiritual growth, and that it isn't necessary to be physical.
The physical change is no change at all.
No change at all.
A philosopher by the name of Plotinus, who said, changing from body to body and from bed to bed is no change at all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, one more question. Anna.
Dr. Hora, this is Anna.
Yes, Anna.
I had thought that if there was a transformation in consciousness, that there was a change on the material level. Is that incorrect?
Well, in as much as healing, physical healing takes place, then it appears to human sight that a physical change has taken place. But a sick body is still physical, and a healthy body is also physical. The real man is not physical, it's spiritual. The living soul is with Christ in God. So the real change which we seek is change in the quality of consciousness. And that in turn can manifest itself as an improved mode of being in the world.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Hora, for this wonderful time together.
You're welcome, Jan.
And happy summer.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.